Welcome, AfterBuzzers. You're watching the after show for Luke Cage episodes 3 and 4, where we talk Luke Cage goes down, Mariah gets paid, and Claire says goodbye. Stay tuned for more.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
What's up, AfterBuzzers? We are back. If you were binging this show like we are, we couldn't wait, so we're doing 3 and 4 right now. Again, my name is Shaka Smith, joined by my lovely co-host.
What up, Shaka? I feel like we just did this show.
All right.
Yo, it's your boy, Evan. What's going on, y'all?
Hey guys, Xia here.
Hey guys, Sayrie.
So we got some great topics. Non-stop action. Just 1, 2, 3, and 4. Bang, bang, bang. What do you guys think of your overall thoughts on 3 and 4?
3 and 4 were great. They were emotional for me when Claire says goodbye and when that whole thing goes up. That was sad. I almost started crying a little bit.
It's real. It's like what I love about the show. It's it's a hero Marvel movie, but it's also real life situations. You see the guy beating up the girlfriend in front of the kid, and the losing of the love with Claire, or not losing it, but temporarily pausing it.
Hopefully not losing it.
Yeah, the good thing about the show is like when any show can transport you from show to reality or personal experiences, that's the mark of a good show. Luke Cage finds a way to tackle issues in the black community. Whether you know what happens in the black community, you don't have to be black to understand what's going on with domestic violence. But they find a way to hit things home with a lot of things that people don't want to talk about in their community. And that domestic violence thing is huge.
Yeah.
That's why it's such a powerful part of the show.
I felt like that was colorless.
Yeah,
I didn't
absolutely.
see color on that one. I just saw a man beating a woman, which could be in any
That's
different,
true.
Yeah,
That's
any
true.
different household.
They want to show you what that's some serious stuff that goes on and how Luke Cage handled it and how he felt, how he should have handled it.
And the nosy neighbor is the one snitching,
and-
She's like, oh, I got her in trouble. Let me call Luke Cage.
Oh, that neighbor lady though.
Yeah.
Wouldn't 1 and 2. Sorry.
And we also got the big, and we'll talk about some more of the big conversation on race, which I thought was huge because we don't really see too much from like the Hispanic community in terms of being talked about on television, and we actually got that. So that was like, wow, that's really cool. So we'll talk about that some more a little bit, but let's go into other topics. We get Luke Cage going down, and really it's so juxtaposed in these 2 episodes because we start off with one guy felled by Luke Cage, and then start off again with Luke Cage being the one that's down.
And it's one of those things where when you see Luke Cage has been propped up a certain way, if you should know by now what he brings to the table as far as his power. So you gotta when he meets adversity, it always throws you. No matter what you think is gonna happen, you're like, okay, wait a minute now. He just got done beating that Judas bullet. Now he just got the brakes beat off him. Like you're like, okay, hold on now. So it takes you back a little bit. So it's interesting to see him down.
Well, and it was interesting, too, the way the Bushmaster did it. He studied Luke Cage. He got him there to fight all of his men with the sole intent of filming it.
Scouting him.
Yes, and studying how to beat him.
Crazy.
And I guess you have to see that coming because, like you said, Luke Cage has been so indestructible this entire time. It had to be something. It had to be someone. And he's finally has a villain that's, that's someone that he can actually go toe-to-toe with.
And you would think he would be a little bit more cautious because, if I'm Luke Cage, I know that I'm invincible, but if you're willing to face me, maybe you got something up your sleeve. That's what I'm thinking. It's like, wait, why are you trying to...
But how many rooms has he walked into and everyone still used the typical gun? Like they have not watched him in life at all. He just go, okay, are you guys done? Now let me do my part.
That's true.
Well, my favorite part, I guess, was back in episode 1 where the guy says, well, we have to try or our boss will kill us. So like, they just
we have to
work.
Yes, you know we tried.
But we have to know we attempted something.
It did work though when he got shot out the window.
Oh,
I don't know what kind of gun that was.
It was like 6 shotguns
from
in
Cockroach.
one. That's why it was 6 shotguns in one. So the blast still pushed him. The thing about it is he still should have. Luke Cage been smelling himself a little bit. That's what this is about though. You seen the video, the little the mediocre dab that Shaka didn't like. The dab was poop. But like so he came in, but you gotta watch that. You watch Bushmaster, he's just staring at you. You gotta understand that dude is not phased at all. He caught a grenade and Bushmaster barely flinched.
Yeah.
That should bother you a little bit. And Luke still was smelling himself. I'm like, all right, bro.
When you're the best, you always everyone wants to be the best. So if you're the best, anything, athlete or anything, there's always someone coming for your position. And the best way to beat the best is to learn how the best be the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And also, he's not entirely invincible. I was thinking about this, and I don't know if this is going to come up ever, but he can still be poisoned. And in the Defenders, and I don't know if you watch the Defenders, when that scene where Stick has the smoke, he still goes, that knocks him out. He goes down. Yeah, so there are still ways that normal people can get at him. And I hope he thinks about that. 'Cause
Internally,
yeah.
That's what makes Marvel so interesting. When they built their heroes, when they were coming up with their heroes way back in the 60s and 70s, they always found a monkey wrench for them. It's calculated.
Yes.
They humanized their people. That was the way they combated DC. Because a lot of DC's characters are like, on the upper echelon, except Batman. So like when they come up with these little ways you can defeat them. You know what I mean? Like Wolverine can be beat with a magnet. You know what I mean?
Superman has kryptonite.
Superman has kryptonite.
They had to come up with a radioactive piece of his homeworld, but you gotta find that stuff.
A lot of people don't like Superman for that reason because it's not fun watching him. He just beats the crap out of everyone.
Like the main characters, that's why I love Marvel, because their main character, like, you can kill Spider-Man with a bullet. And he's a kid going to school, you can rob him and he'd be done. So it's like one of those things where Luke Cage, like you said, poison can take him out. Like the right cocktail could kill him.
Maybe you should jump on the cast and help out. They're struggling. Like no one seems to know how to get rid of Luke Cage.
And we get Luke Cage. He goes down obviously physically, but he kind of goes down in his relationship as well, big time. What did you guys think of this new turn of developments? And are you rooting for Luke and Claire?
Yeah, I'm still Team Luke and Claire.
Oh, God,
I love their relationship and their dynamic and how much they really care for each other. And I was a little bit bothered by Luke Cage in this, because she came at him trying to apologize to him, and he was like, "But you can't castrate me."
That was the moment.
That
was the moment when he said that line. I was like, "Oh, bro, you ain't trying to help at all."
No.
She was like, "Bro, like I'm a fool for you. Like you are my guy."
Just trying to apologize.
I know, baby. I know. And after the OG told him, bro, like just say yes. She's right. A woman that fine is always right. You know what I mean? And Luke, he can't castrate with Lord. And she's like, "So I'm castrating you now?"
Well,
and then,
I mean, Luke is just now he's coming to his own. He's getting comfortable with this, and he's like, I'm figuring out how I fit in this world.
Did you guys pick up on how they were just doing lessons about just manhood? They kept saying just something about being a man. You will kind of lash out a little bit, or you have to let a man be a man. I saw that a lot as a motif.
Absolutely.
In definitely those episodes.
Yeah, that idea of I'm independent and I can do what I want.
You can't do too much.
And you should trust me to make smart decisions.
But you should also trust your partner, and if you really want it to work, it needs to be a partnership.
I agree. And one, like you said, you're a man, and she's a woman. Like you can't just like you know
Right.
what I mean? Like you can't always flex on somebody. Listen, bro, like she was kind of coming hat in hand, so to speak.
Yeah.
And maybe one of those, we'll agree to disagree, and we'll maybe touch on this at a later date. Oh, he wasn't having it though.
Yeah.
And then he went over his back, especially with the whole domestic violence umbrella.
Yeah, when he punched the
Bro,
wall.
you can't punch the wall. And like I said, Rosario, that's my girl. She always brings it home.
Yeah, she's like my mom did that with my dad.
She's a very special actor. She gets quiet and she shakes and she sits down like, bro, you just hit the wall, like.
And you're Luke Cage. It's not you just hit the wall. If you were maybe $125.
Yeah.
Okay.
You a big dude, and she was like, I promised myself if this ever happened, I gotta go.
Cause that's the first time.
Yeah, but it is the first time. Like that, is it me? Like, I never hurt you. Like, does she?
Right.
Like, so like you really threw her for a loop, and she's like, she sat, she paused, she breathed in, and she was like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
She thought about it. She's like, I gotta go.
They both come with baggage. His baggage is father. Obviously, we find out that she has baggage with her parents.
Yeah.
Maybe domestic violence or something violent is in her past.
Absolutely.
And I love that we had that conversation about race because again we don't hear that because he's talking about getting followed in the store. And I'm like, yes, I know this. And she's like, I had it in the house.
She's like, yeah, bro.
Right.
Like, this people deny who they are to stay away from stuff. Like they're embarrassed of who they are. Like you don't know the Latino Latina like dynamic, bro. Like you can't always talk about, and you black, you get followed by white people all the time. Like she's like, yeah, but
in my own home,
in my own home,
and that's a big thing among the Afro-Latino community is light skin versus dark skin, and Dominican and Cubans, and I've seen it myself from Miami.
Absolutely,
yeah. So,
Afro-Latin.
I never thought I'd hear the conversation on television.
That's what makes the show. That's one of the elements. I'm glad you touched on it. That's one of the elements of the show that makes it special. Like those dynamics that a lot of people don't get to see. Like even sometimes I forget that.
Oh, I forget it too.
You know what I mean? I'm like, oh my gosh, that's right. They do battle with that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
this show is not just entertainment. I feel like it's also educational.
Oh, without
it's a thin line between the two.
And they do it in such a wonderful, great way. Yeah, it's like...
It's not preachy.
Oh, not at all. No,
exactly.
It just feels very real.
One of my good friends, Joe, I love you to death, bro. He was like, he like texted me one day about the show. He was like, bro, I didn't like, am I ever been out of line or something? No, I swear. And I'm was like, no.
So nice.
I love that kid, man. I love him. I go, no, bro. He's like, dude, it's just, man, I'm like, no. Just the fact that show compelled one of my friends to send me a message because he felt he was racially insensitive during maybe a joking time 5 years ago. That speaks volumes to me.
Because I think it immediately let you see that you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
True.
Because there Luke Cage is giving his testimony to her, realizing she goes through the same thing, and he had no connection to it.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. And I feel like every pocket of people, I don't know if that's a proper way of saying it, but I feel like everybody in every group has a certain thing unique to their culture that may be oppressive or maybe, you know, they just may not know any better besides things outside of their culture. Yeah. You know, like hanging out with different people and traveling different places and being exposed to different places and people. It's like, wow, you guys have a niche. It may not be my niche or whatever, or your, you know, thing on your shoulder or whatever, so to speak, but in the same respect, they feel passionate about something else that may bother them. Yeah, you know,
absolutely.
And we don't always ask ourselves each other those questions.
Yeah, we're expected to just be sensitive to different types of people without knowing everything. You know what I mean? It's like, I know that happens all the time when people are like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even know that was offensive. Yeah, like
absolutely.
It was when it was Halloween, people were dressing like as
the blackface. The blackface was going on?
No, like Indians and stuff.
Well, by now they should know that.
Yeah, I had no idea. You know, I wasn't educated on that, so I had no idea. It's simply a conversation to be had about a lot of things, and then from there, you know, people can be more sensitive to certain things. Yeah.
It's well said.
I was literally just going to say the same thing because I've only been here on the mainland. We call it that for only that's what it is. Where are you? Mainland, yeah, for only like 4.5 years, and so I'm new to a lot of stuff. I grew up in this little bubble on this tiny island in Hawaii, and there's different issues there, like racism there against Micronesians, like all kinds of it's a all different thing, a whole different world there. And so I'm very familiar with that sort of stuff. And coming here, I'm learning about all these other sets of things that I also previously didn't know about. So it's like, yeah, absolutely, it's the same sort of thing.
Someone came to me one time and she was Jewish and she said, "Man, I feel like Jews are hated by the world." And I was like, "Huh?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, really? Wait, huh? Back up. Like, what is your story? You know, and it just takes education. And I've heard that also by who was he? What was he? It was someone she was Middle Eastern. She was saying how women in her culture, or she felt as though it was like the hated of the world. And I'm like, okay, interesting.
So everybody has
a thing.
Yeah,
we always walk with our thing. We don't think everyone's walking with their own thing as well.
It was also a white guy. He said the same thing. He was like, man, I feel like white men are just being attacked most right now. And he was like, we feel like we're just...
Ain't that something?
You know, like we're just, you know...
It's interesting.
Being bullied the most.
Yeah.
And that is his perspective.
And if that's your feeling, you can't be dismissive of it. We have to figure out why. And
it's a conversation. You talk about it. Okay, so why do you feel that way?
Y'all are coming from a very intelligent perspective.
I also just
and it's very intelligent the way you say that, because you don't know what affects other people, but you say you have to be sensitive to what they feel.
Sensitive to things you're not educated about. Right. Like I had a friend, I can keep going with stories across all this. She was part of the LGBT community, right? Yeah. And come to find out, there's different letters. There's the IQ now and other letters, but that wasn't necessarily things I was educated about. And she was telling me about it, and she brought someone around who identified as the pronoun they. But the person had the appearance of a woman, but the identification of a male, but just went by the pronoun they. And
also you have to, that was a lot. Also, you have to realize sometimes people aren't necessarily meaning to be hurtful. Yes. They just don't know. So if you also come at it from a way of being like, look, I understand you don't know this, but just so you know, like this is instead of, you know,
you can tell when people are trying to be rude on purpose. You know? If I tell you, hey, it hurts me when you call me she, then try your best to call me that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? That's what I like about what this show does. This show just started a whole dialogue of different things. That's just what
that goes beyond the topics on the show.
Absolutely, and that's what I think this show was trying to do. I think that's what they were trying to execute. They were trying to start a dialogue between different communities. Yeah, and I think they're succeeding in that. And it's just not just a cool show, but it's starting dialogue on very sensitive subject that CNN won't even touch.
Yeah, but we can talk about it in a civilized way, and I think if you want more of this type of dialogue, you gotta subscribe. I agree.
That was so smooth.
Yes.
Shaka Strong is the king of
the segue.
The segue to the live read. Listen, AfterBuzzers, I need y'all to subscribe and like everything that we do. But here we have a network after shows that for nearly all your favorite TV shows, from drama, reality TV, sci-fi, and more. There's no network that works harder than we do to serve television fans. PC, but now we need your help. We're asking you to please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. Besides helping us a ton, here's what's in it for you. It caters specific content you already like directly to you. It brings you your favorite after shows, so you don't have to seek them out. And it suggests content from other shows, channels, or podcasts that might interest you. Subscribing to our YouTube channels will also help you discover new shows we'll show your love. Since you already tuned into our Luke Cage after show, Shaka, you are on what show, my friend?
Fit Club. We do Fit Club on
Club.
Wednesdays. Yeah.
And you?
Marvel TV Weekly on Sundays.
And you?
Tuesdays, The 100.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I also do Queen Sugar. That's on the drama side.
You see?
Yeah, on drama side.
So my wonderful panel does many different shows, many different genres. So you guys subscribe to their shows, please, if you want to see them. Don't be shy about subscribing to them either. And if you're worried about any pesky notifications, don't be. They are optional. It's easy. Hit that subscribe button. And if you do, we will shout you out live on AfterBuzz TV.
Yes. And as I told you guys can be subscribed to AfterBuzz TV, but not necessarily to our genre. We are in the sci-fi, superheroes, and fantasy genre. We also got Preacher, Cloak and Dagger, Into the Badlands.
Yes.
So those are shows you're into as well. You get those updates. But yeah, definitely sci-fi, superheroes, and fantasy channel.
Subscribe.
We appreciate it. Let's talk about...
Sorry, Ivan said, nice segue. Ivan, so appreciate it. He told you that segue is vicious.
I love it though. I mean, this is the way we do continue these conversations.
Yes.
Is like being on here in AfterBuzz and then having you guys tune in and then interact with us. So
we do appreciate it though. So if you like any type of show, we probably have it. I'm sure we do. We cover everything.
And you can probably request it, and we'll try to meet your needs too.
Absolutely.
But let's get back into Luke Cage, and we got to talk about Mariah getting paid. So many aspects to her getting paid, whether or not she really is paid.
Exactly.
What do you guys think about Mariah kind of closing this deal, so to speak?
There's going to be a twist.
Yeah.
Definitely going to be a twist. I don't believe
Too
it.
easy so far. Huh?
Shades doesn't believe it. Shades doesn't trust it. Shades has that great line. Like he said, if I can't, where I'm from, if you can't touch it, it's not real. It's pretend money. It's monopoly money. Mariah, she can't see the forest for the trees, so she's so close to the finish line.
She wants it too bad.
And I understand what you look. Come on, she's talking about if I close this deal, everything. She's dead wrong, but every single thing my family has done, from prostitution to gambling to drugs to really bad stuff, washes away. So she can't see that the deal might not be on the up.
She's already planning international travel.
Oh yeah.
She was like,
so let's go here. We gonna go south of France, baby. What we gonna do?
she's like, Harlem Wednesday.
And I believe his name is Piranha Jones.
Piranha
Jones, and he's too much of a salesman to me. He's so hacky a little bit. Like,
smarmy.
he's always smiling and laughing, and I don't trust that.
Because what I love the guy that plays him is because he's made something of himself. He went to Wall Street, was dominated by mostly white people. And he's got a little chip on his shoulder, and he like weaseled his way to millions. So he's that dude. Yeah, he's smelling himself now. Yeah. So he made it by hook or by crook. So I think he's always gonna have that mentality.
And I thought Comanche had some good. Is it Comanche?
Comanche, kind of like that.
Yeah, I think he had some great advice for Mariah, even though we find out he's like double agent.
But still,
she does not trust him, and I don't know if it's just because she can kind of sense something,
sexual tension,
or she's just. I don't want to go on there.
I don't know, but she hates that.
Or she just like I don't trust anyone that I trust. Or did she have like a sixth sense?
There's something. Yeah, no, you good. Go.
I think sexual tension because
sexual tension.
Just small.
I thought you were being facetious.
No. Sexual tension because when he made a comment about something about black or whatever, and then she grabs her non-black boyfriend's hand. He looks at her a certain way. When they make out, he looks at her a certain way. When she makes out with him and stuff. And one time when he brings her the food, she's kind of sitting there. I thought at that point he was going to try something with her. Really? Y'all don't pick up on those nuances.
Oh, absolutely not.
Like when they kiss, he kind of looks like.
No, I picked up on those, but I thought he was doing that to like really intimidate Shades. To
yeah.
Be like, she got you like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Uptime, by the way. This energy drink is delicious.
We're lit. Yeah.
I say, yo, for real, pick up the Uptime. But and no, it's interesting because I just really don't think she liked that brother. Yeah. I think she sees this little just bro. Oh my goodness, I ain't gonna say what she said.
He's good looking though.
Yeah, no, he's not listening.
Listen.
Sorry.
No.
No. See, that's what it's sexual attention. On that panel. No. But like it's like one of those things where she doesn't like anything that reminds her of the hood. I don't think. No. There was that great line, man. You always like Sadiddy. She goes like, I invented Bad and Bougie. Yeah. I was the one that started Bad and Bougie. Like she is one of those ladies that don't get it twisted. She's from the hood, but she don't like anything to remind her she's from the hood. Really? And she seen that brother come in there.
You think Shades is from the hood?
Look at Shades though. Shades in a 3-piece
I've been looking. Trust me, I've been looking.
You see that part? When you see that part when Cottonmouth, whenever he was done, he was like, "Listen, y'all take some money and buy some new clothes." Yeah. Y'all stop looking like these thugs. See, he's one of them guys. He's from the hood, but Hernan can dress, man. That boy can dress. So like he doesn't. That's what she respects about him. She respects that he's like one of her. You know what I mean?
She could take him to the promised land because he looks the part.
You see that dude coming in on him, all tats and stuff like that. That suit don't change you, bro. You still one of them.
Yeah. And we just see how desperately she doesn't want to leave. She's already planning to go.
She wants out.
To actually get out of Harlem.
Yeah.
But she just murdered someone. It makes sense that she wants to get as far away from that scenario as possible.
Well, and she realizes, if she's going to be in the public eye, that stuff is eventually going to come out. She can't hide that like you said, she can't hide her past forever. You can't just make it go away with money.
But it is a dramatic turn, though, at least from season 1, where she was really tied to that club and like the Harlem, like so she does make a complete. Because that to her that was legacy, and so she does now. She's willing to just go. I mean, the price is high enough, but
absolutely.
So
and it's crazy because like what she did instantly when Cottonmouth passed, like she classed up the joint. It's not like he had a bad spot though, but she classed it up. She changed she changed like the whole like the artwork. She changed it, and then she like brought in a little classier, a little jazzier thing.
Speaking of that, the music, the music was amazing.
The music is fire. They got. Oh my goodness, some of these artists, Gary Clark Jr. Set it off in that one episode, and they bring in the Joy's in the first episode. She's like, if you don't know who Joy is, she did like she always would do like background or courses on Outkast albums back in the day. So if you hear this powerful soul voice in like Outkast, it might be Joy. You know what I mean?
So these are established.
Oh god, and some of them are on the come up too, but some of them are like classic soul jazz singers. And Gary Clark Jr. he's a band.
And I loved it because it led to a great segue for a conversation between Mariah and Bushmaster. Just the talking about the music and the blues and how the truth of the blues. It knows history even when you don't want to remember it.
That line was crazy. He was like, I don't care what you trying to forget. He goes, that doesn't forget. It's like that doesn't forget the servants and the slaves that like are still here. You can try to push us to the back all you want, but we're always gonna be here.
But the music remembers, and you're playing the type of music that remembers. Wow. What did you guys think about that scene in particular?
That's one of my favorites.
That was a good scene.
That's the greatness of Luke Cage.
Yes.
I'm telling you, it's constantly educating and entertaining at the same time.
I mean, for me, the best part of the scene was like line after line. They're like these double entendres. They're talking, and then finally she's like, she finally she's like, all right, you know what?
It's Dillard.
That's what's so great about her. I told you, like, don't get into it. She's still from the hood though. Yeah. Like every time she act like she bougie, somebody get under her skin.
She'll drop the pretense.
Wait a minute. Have you guys been in New York though? That's just the essence of New York.
It is though.
That is from the artwork to the music. All that stuff has meaning. From the buildings to the barbershop has significance. Yeah. I don't know how to say that word. Significance. The significance. I can't say that word.
You know, you're good. And all those elements are right when it comes to there's a part where I think it was it was Cockroach when he was talking about listen, I want this money to be black. He was like, see, now people don't know there's another dynamic in the black community that all black people feel like we're all not created equal. He was like, I'm not talking about ganja smoking black. Yeah. I ain't talking about this black. I'm talking about black, Southern black.
Southern, that's what he
he said Southern black, like our black, like slave black. You know what I mean? It's like y'all ain't one of us. And it was one of those things where she paused though. That gave her cause to pause. So I just think it's interesting when they bring up those dynamics of what race means to us in certain like aspects.
And you see that on the show because there's different types of black people. There's different types of minority. It's not just like this guy's a gangbanger. You have the cop. You have the guy who's upstanding. You have just different shades and flavors that we knew existed, but we just didn't see on television.
Yeah, you see cross class as well. You see poor. You see wealthy. You see I don't know. We haven't seen too much religious.
Just a little bit the preacher, the reverend,
but not like diversification. You know? Diversity. I can't talk today.
And then we had Claire kind of pulling the plug and saying goodbye, and along with Bobby's goodbye too. So we had these two major goodbyes. What did you guys think about the two goodbyes? And I guess it's not for predictions later. We can talk about what will that signal for the future.
Yeah, they're both his rock too. They're both different kinds of his rock.
Yeah.
The OG is that's he's that brother, like he's like that father figure. Yeah. He's that letting you know about the old ways and how things are done. He's letting you know that what his mistakes and what not to do. And then there's Claire. You know what I mean? The love interest. Like he losing both rocks at the same time.
Well, that's the thing. Now he has nobody. Who does he have to go to?
Misty.
You're right, Misty. He does have Misty. But this part was I laughed so hard when he was like, can I stay at your place? And she was like, hell
no.
That was amazing.
And then
Get your bag.
Get your bag.
Yeah, he left the bag in there. She's
Not
like,
leaving that.
get your bag. You ain't coming back to that.
He's like, girl code, cannot do
Yes,
this.
and that's what I loved about it. She was still looking out for Claire. She's like, look, you guys this is not over yet. You're not coming to my bed. Get out of here.
Because part of her didn't like trust herself though. Like she's
True.
attracted
She
to
knows
Luke
if you,
Cage,
well,
man.
of course.
Like the granny, she was like, when he was like,
That
she's
was
like,
amazing.
Yeah.
She's like, we
She was
could
all
tussle
about
a
him.
bit. We could tussle.
Yeah, that
I
was a
forget
nice,
about
me.
nice comic relief was the granny.
Yeah.
The
That was
way to
great.
him, like, not a snack, but a meal.
Yeah, we forget
to
that he's a
invite
sex
him
symbol
in.
in the community too.
Right, because you
Yeah.
see all the women looking at him all the time he's walking down the street. So yeah,
He knows what he's
Claire had
doing.
to
Come on
do
in
it.
for some coffee.
Yeah.
He could buy a shirt size bigger. He knows what he's doing. That shirt is on small.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that you see that as well. That he can be this character who's also a sex symbol in the community, who's also someone who's like current and praised and what have you. So I don't think we always get that message from like these strong black men being like sex symbols or that popular. You know.
What do you mean, Denzel?
But that's Denzel's a long time ago.
That was a long time ago, yeah.
Long time.
Terrence Howard?
We're talking about.
No.
No, I think he really.
You got to think about it. Like, tell me the last sexiest man alive on the people that was black.
The guy,
I
Queen
don't
Sugar,
know.
the guy on Queen
I
Sugar.
don't know
Oh,
any
Kobe
of the
Serbo. Yeah,
sexiest
he started to bring it up.
But then you do like 50 more issues. Like we're not really known. Like Idris don't even get up on there. Like we talk about like some powerful.
Idris,
like
Oh,
we
Idris Elba, I love
You
him.
see what I'm saying? Shaka's right about that though. We don't really get the spotlight on like this is a strong, positive, cool, sexy
strong and
brother.
muscular dude is like
No
so-
disrespect, it's just like Denzel. Well, he was our guy way back though. You know what I mean?
Well, because typically someone like that is going to be like looked at as angry, and the angry black male kind of narrative comes through
already
rather
know.
than the sexy black
You
male.
already know.
It's changing because like Jamal on Empire, I think he's maybe sexy to men and women, but you know.
Oh, that's
sex
what this is all
symbols.
about, though. This whole
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
the whole, we're in the midst of
We're in
the
the
golden age of being black. Man. I'm sorry, listen, it's cool to be black now. Who's not Black Panther to get $1 billion in the box office?
Right?
Yeah.
We're over right now, brother. It's all good, man. I'm
Sound like a
good.
wrestler, brother.
Yeah, we good, brother. We good. Trust me.
Macho Man.
Yeah, Macho Man wrestler.
Yeah.
You know, we're over, man. I'm not even mad.
But yeah, so we got these two things. So I think Luke is going to be really searching, for
that
and
next.
might find himself lost a little bit. But we also got some really good information about the Jamaicans in the town. We got the Stylers, and we got the what was the original group?
You know, the
Oh.
original, Yardies.
Yardies and now
Yardies,
the
the
Stylers,
Stylers, yeah.
And then we got in a great twist, they go to visit ICE, the ICE detention center, which is very much in the news these days.
Yes.
And they get some news from Gideon. What do you guys think about the story, the backstory here?
With the
Gideon and
Yardies,
Bushmaster,
yeah,
yeah.
the Bushmaster and everything like that. I mean, I guess we sort of are seeing why the Bushmaster's back and feels like everything's his. So that's kind of nice to get a little bit more on that.
And also that he's maybe not as irrational that you think he is.
Yeah.
He actually might have
some claims.
He might have
yeah.
some claims on
Yeah.
Harlem. He's at heart. He's dead. He's like, it's not just delusions of grandeur.
Yeah.
Like he has history to back him up. And yeah, we were forgotten. We're the ones that were building, and then we got buried underneath the ground. But this is my home.
Yeah, I
You know
feel
what
like
mean?
he's showing his hand to Mariah now.
Oh
though.
yeah.
Oh, she knows.
Yeah.
She knows
Yeah.
what's going on now.
Yeah.
She's probably rethinking some things at this
But
point.
he's got the gun, so
Yeah.
it's like-
Yeah, and like when Shades was like, "Wait, you sure he didn't just like fatten this up for the kill? Like he just gave us, he gave us more money than the guns were worth."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Nah, it's all good." He's like, Shades is like,
She was just saying that money.
"Yeah."
And the line was, if he has superpowers now to where he can beat Luke Cage,
Yeah.
what do you need the guns for?
Yeah.
The guns must be for something else.
Yeah.
when he's seen the video, that's when Shades like, "That's the same dude that I got." Okay, wait a minute now.
I've seen those gray eyes before.
Oh, he just don't have guns. He can beat Luke Cage. He's the biggest threat right now.
Yeah.
Luke
But at the
Cage
same
is
time, they
guy.
don't know it's like a temporary deal.
True.
So,
True.
So that'll be an interesting reveal, or how that comes to light.
Him taking them
Yeah,
bullets out hurt though.
absolutely.
Man.
Yeah.
Him taking them bullets
Yeah,
out.
but I was saying like
There
he's
was still
clearly not as
blood.
strong as Luke Cage. So
Interesting.
he's got some,
But he gave Luke Cage a headache for like days. So
Gave him a
something must be.
concussion.
Yeah, because there's been episodes when someone punches Luke Cage and his whole arm just like shattered.
Yeah.
But this guy, not only did he hit him, but he gave him a concoction.
Yeah,
he
his
said.
power is very interesting, man. Like I said, he beat the brakes off Luke, but a gun can't hurt him though. Probably a higher caliber bullet could have, like a Judas bullet might actually do some
Yeah.
damage.
Definitely get
There
him.
you go.
And then we also got to talk about Misty and Colleen.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It was like I said, the woman movement is here, man. Not just not just like a person of color movement. At the same time, it's kind of like the women have never been stronger in TV and just in life in general. And it's not just the bar scene for me. It's not just a scene in the boxing ring. That scene is showing you what two strong women can do.
Yeah. And
while they're tipsy, by the way.
Yeah.
And they're all supporting one another in terms of Misty, Colleen,
No
and
Katniss.
Claire.
I
No
like
Katniss,
that. Except between Misty and Nandi.
Man,
They do not like each other.
Man, because Nandi's still salty that she got and lost the point guard job.
Yeah.
She's still mad about basketball.
Yeah. She's over there singing tunes, and she's like, "You should be at work," you know. Jennifer Holiday over there.
And she's still mad that she's getting sympathy because of her arm. She's even hating on her for having one arm.
Yes.
Like, there's a lot of side
And that's
things.
what I liked about that dynamic was she wasn't really treating her differently because she didn't have the arm. She was still just as salty and mad and like
Didn't care.
Exactly.
Didn't care at all.
But I do love that they have that camaraderie, the women, because they've all been through something together as well. So they've formed a bond and they've just kind of stuck together. I love that.
Me too.
Yeah. And I really love how Colleen, we know when she got knocked down, Colleen's like, I'm not helping you.
No.
Go on. Like, this is all you.
She just sipped on her beer too. She's like, Mom, she all right?
Yep.
she went to like the
She
fourth
gave-
or fifth person and she's like, you know what, now I should just do
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, just to make sure she doesn't get her.
Yeah, I can't have you break.
kicked.
You have to do
Yeah.
the bottles like I can't have her get stabbed up.
Right. And then that's when she comes in.
I just want to know, I would love to find out the kind of training it took to do that fight scene one hand.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
'Cause, like,
Is anyone wondering where the arm is? I'm constantly looking at her back, her
Yes.
side.
No,
I mean,
they do.
just
It's a
CG.
green
Has to
sleeve.
be
It's an
CGI.
awesome CG job.
They did a great
probably
job.
like a green sleeve.
But
And
where?
then, like,
So her arm is just.
And
it
so
is
So
moving.
her arm is there. So it's a really clever. The hardest part is the lighting because you have to match the background lighting with being invisible. So like her arm is there. They put a green sleeve, just like Shaka
What about
said.
the folds of the jacket?
That's what's crazy. So they're there, and then they put like the green sleeve here, and then they literally just erase the arm. Like a computer,
Wow.
and then but it's
But
still
it looks
there.
pinched.
Isn't
The-
that
the
it's-
sleeve is-
yeah.
movie? That's I'm glad you look how amazing
The whole
you
time
are.
I was looking like, oh. I was like,
And then she stood up and said, "Hey, look! If you want to look at it."
Yeah, and she stood up, and I was
That was
waiting
for
to see
you.
a little. Yeah.
That's how amazed you are, because that's how good that's a pretty good CGI job man, for a TV show.
Because she even had the cuts. on
Yeah,
the-
I
on her
kept looking
arm.
at the lighting too. I was like,
I know.
wow, okay.
They blended really well.
And the way she moved with it also,
Yeah.
she got that down.
Good
Like,
acting, man.
yeah,
Good
absolutely.
acting.
She at one point swung, but obviously in the TV show she misses because
Yeah.
there's nothing there.
Yeah.
But I wonder in real life how close she really
How
got
she
to.
so
So maybe
that-
she's doing it bend arm or something.
That's how great
Yeah.
she is. That's great acting because she has her arm right next to her.
Yeah, and she's got to kind of like, and she got to even walk a little differently and give a
Yeah.
little bounce differently. So shout out to them on the acting
Yes.
side.
Seriously.
Yes.
And then
It's crazy.
just, I guess briefly, what do we think about Comanche now that we get this big reveal that he is this double agent?
Good question.
Because the jury's still out for me because I really kind of started to like him a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I never trusted him.
He has his moments.
yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I think it's more of a desperation thing. I think he wants to get his time reduced. He's a felon.
Yeah.
So he probably right before he got out, and the captain came to him was like, "Yo, if you do this, this, and this, immunity, exonerated, and you get to live your life." And I think Comanche is more of a desperation
Yeah.
thing for him.
I
He's
agree.
ambitious. He's super ambitious. So
Oh,
at this
God, yeah.
point, he sees it, and if he sees anyone that looks like him, or anyone near him, or anyone just getting it, he's like, "Oh, why, that could be me." You know, I feel like his loyalty may be shortened by his ambition.
But you got
Comanche?
But you got to think about that. You got to think about that because you remember the part. He had a perfect opportunity to shift blame.
Yeah.
If you wanted to see his integrity, Hernan was like, "Don't you think he's why isn't he answering his phone? He always answers his phone. Do you think he talked to the cops?" That was his perfect time to shift blame to double Ray. And he goes, "No, he didn't do that. He's loyal." That was his perfect time to
Yeah.
shift blame because he wasn't answering his phone.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ambitious. I think he just wants to
Self-preservation.
free himself.
Oh, yeah.
And he's close. He's in the most dangerous situation you can be.
Oh my
Yes.
God. You know Shades.
Yes.
Because when I realized he's a double agent, I thought back to that moment where they shoot Arturo, and he just has to quickly shoot the other two guys. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Could have been dead.
Yeah.
Could have been dead. And like I said, and you know Shades don't play, man.
But he's coming
And
for
Shades
Shades. though.
trusts him
Yeah.
too. He does. He keeps telling Mariah, like, no, he can be here. He can be here. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he does trust him. If he found out that he was getting double crossed by him, oh man.
Shade, listen, the
When
first-
he finds out.
First thing
When-
he did-
yeah.
he finds out.
Yeah.
First thing he did was shake his hand and give him a Benz. If you want to know how much he feels about him having his back, first thing he did was shake his hand and give him new keys to a car.
Yep.
So like that's and you notice that's like usually the only guy behind him.
Yeah.
Shade's got one goon
Yep.
with him.
I don't know why he's hating. Why do you think he hates on the dynamic between Shades and Mariah so hard? Because even when she made the joke to him, like, "I'll take your balls out and shoot them as dice," afterwards he threw it back in her face like, I guess she has your balls, and shooting it like dice. Do you guys remember that line?
Yeah. I mean, I think he knows that together they're strong, and he needs to break that up to get to to get information back to the cop. So if Shades and Mariah fall out, it's gonna be a lot easier to pin stuff on them, you know. And so I think that's what it is.
That's the strategy.
But what I did notice is he's getting more vocal, which I think he is more desperate, because you saw in the first few episodes he was silent because he knew Shades is a little crazy. But now you see him, he's like trying to push the action because he's got to go report back to this dude, you know.
And he's also pushing it with Mariah more. He's like, look, let me help you.
Yeah.
He's like, what can I do? And she still doesn't trust him at all.
She's smart.
And so
she knows.
I think Comanche may not last too long.
No.
You just saw Arturo talk crap and got shot directly in the head, and now you're kind of talking crap about Mariah. Like, Shane's not gonna stand
He's not taking
longer.
that.
He talking real reckless though sometimes.
I think he called it the old something. He called it.
Man, that's the little smart little jabs, man.
Yeah.
Boy.
And you kind of see Shades take a moment, almost a beat every time.
He
too.
does.
He does, yeah.
Like, wait, why are you still here? Why are you still relevant to me? Okay,
Man, I tell you, he's a hell of an actor, man. He gives you that slight delay, like, bruh.
Yeah.
All right, man. You keep it up.
Do you guys believe in their relationship?
What do you mean?
Like Shades and Mariah?
I still don't. I don't know why. I don't know why. And it's not, and because I feel like they are such good actors, that it should feel natural, but to me it doesn't.
You don't think so?
There's an awkwardness there.
Oh man,
I
don't know. They're pretty.
Well, I mean, once she started sucking the hand and the thumb, I bought it. I know. I really did. I was like,
And then the part when she's sitting on his lap and she's like talking to him and she calls him her non. A lot of people don't get away with it. They call him Shades for a reason. Like, they do that dynamic. It's a very smooth dynamic. If you notice, people don't call him that. The only person that calls him her non is her and her assistant called him that one time. Like they call him Shades. That's a respect thing in the hood.
Right.
She calls him her non, and he doesn't even care.
Yeah, and actually,
it's like a pet name to her almost. His real name.
And the line that did it for me was when she says something to the effect of, "Who cares about them? Like, we know this works." You know, and so that to me was like real intimate reassurance.
Yeah.
For me, for some reason, whenever I see Mariah, like, she shuns him a little bit, and that's when he has to come to her, and he's like, "Hey, we do this together." He's like, "Whatever we do this." Like, he keeps trying to sort of reaffirm it, and I don't know why. I just feel like she's not all in.
I think she was until this thing with the foundation, where she had to bring in she had to bring the daughter in because you know when he rolled up and she's like, "You don't come here unannounced." She's like, "Since when?" I'm always even though the cameras ain't rolling, we ain't watching the episodes. Like, I'm always over here.
Always here.
I mean, like, I come over here all the time.
And she very quickly was kind of just like, okay, why are you here? Like, treating him like the help again.
And I love the dynamic. I think that's what's good about the writing. I think they always want you to know that Mariah, she can mother him in boss him, and like, she's still his boss.
Yeah,
she's the brains. I feel like he's the muscle.
And I think they always want. I think they want to let us know and let him know at the same time. Like, yeah, bro, you my partner, but it's 1A, 1B.
And I think there's I do the Queen Sugar show, and one of the lines that the one lady says is, being a single black woman, I can't show any weakness because I have to make sure this business runs or this works. And I think Mariah may have some of that where she feels like, just the way she grew up and how things were, like, as this black woman running a business, she can't show weakness.
And before her was her grandmother.
She gives him too much.
Yeah, so she can't let Shade think that,
because she still knows Shade.
She wants to keep that wall up to a degree.
Listen, she been on his LinkedIn, man. She know that dude's resume. Shades gets down murder, assault, murder, shooting, murder. Like, so at the same time, she has to flex on him every now and then because he's ambitious. Like, people don't know, like, Al Capone started as like a doorman.
Yeah.
Like, this dude Capone was like a doorman. They were like, that's just a doorman over there. And they were sleeping on him, and he moved up and moved up and moved up, and then
and Shades has done this
since
the first season.
And Mariah in the back of her mind's like, I gotta keep him.
And that's why I still kind of think that because he's so ambitious, I just don't trust him fully.
I think he likes his place though.
Yeah.
I think he does, especially when he asked her about the club.
Yeah.
I think he just wants the club and just to you don't want
to
this.
kind of chill.
Let me get the club. Let me have my little nest egg and do my thing. Let me do me. If you want to do your foundation, this foundation ain't me.
Yeah. I want them to work out though. I don't want to see the.
Shades
I
Mariah?
feel like it's gonna come
I do
up.
too. I don't know
but
why.
I feel like I don't want him to start fighting.
It's that Bonnie and Clyde love.
Yeah. I don't want to start
so
seeing
bad.
her going against him and he going against her behind the back. Maybe with the other guy, but not necessarily Shades.
I know.
What's his name? I can say his name.
Which one?
Not Habakkuk, but the guy
Hamachi?
Hamachi. Yeah, Habakkuk. That's a Bible word. Habakkuk. Yeah, Hamachi.
Well, let's go. We don't have any more news, do we? No more news.
She's like, nah.
We're out of news. We'll make sure we have some news for you guys on episodes 5 and 6. But let's go into predictions.
Okay.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
And whatever your predictions are, let's all start with Shades and Mariah. Are they going to make it or not?
I want them to make it, but I do not think they're going to make it.
I mean,
That's
your
the
other
fact.
predictions too,
Yeah.
No, your other predictions as well.
Oh. I was like, that's it. All right. No, it's yeah. And I think that Claire and Luke Cage will stay together. And yeah, I think they're gonna make it.
Wow.
And well, that'd be my prediction for now.
I like it.
I'm gonna take up all the.
Yeah, I also don't think Mariah and Shades are going to make it. I feel like there's just too much coming between them, and she doesn't trust him fully. Or not that she doesn't trust him fully, but like you said, she has her wall up. There's something there. And then also, I am seeing, I mean, this is just hope. I think I said this last time. I hope they do this, but I think they're going to have a team up with, the Daughters of the Dragon, Claire and Colleen, and I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, they tease a nice little, show them what they can do when they're together.
The arm.
And the arm.
Oh yeah.
She's
Oh,
getting the arm.
Yeah, the arm. Y'all gotta see that. So it's interesting. So because my Asia Adams in the chat and I agree. See, like she's like Shades is the only one she trusts. That's weirdly that's how I am. Like Shades grew on me quick, man. The moment when Shades gave Mariah the pep talk after Cottonmouth passed away, that's when he instantly became one of my favorite characters ever because he was super cool. Like take your clothes off, do this, do that, and ever since then he's been the constant though. If you really look at Hernan, everyone else is going. Luke Cage is going through a little thing. And Claire is doing her thing, and like Hernan has been the same dude, loyal man, maybe to a fault. So I unfortunately don't think it's gonna work out. Unfortunately, because I don't get what I want when I want some kind of bad. He's a murderer, but I love Shades, man.
She made him cheating.
I need a Shades next to me, man. Boy, it's crazy. But, I feel safer at night. But I also think there might be a little. We'll see something with Bushmaster, maybe a little more wrinkles, and see maybe we'll, as far as predictions, delve in a little bit more to his abilities and his powers and the extent of them, and maybe what his weaknesses could be. Hopefully, that's what I get to see in further episodes.
Well, the weakness is definitely that it doesn't last. Right? It wears off.
You're right though. But at the same time, does it still give him a longer lasting power though? You know what I mean? Because he took that other batch. He took that one dose. He healed himself, and then he took like another batch when he was practicing to fight Luke. And he seems to be pretty good right now. So I don't know. I think it's I don't.
Got to figure out the half-life.
Like seriously,
my prediction for Shades and Mariah, I think they're going to make it.
Okay. Really?
Until Shades is going to do something to Tilda. He's clearly going to knock Tilda off or do something to
Tilda,
separate.
crazy.
Or do something to get rid of Tilda.
I will crazy.
And so I think Mariah will be in the dark about that for a while until it's revealed. But I think they'll make it until that point.
Yeah, because he be burning a hole in her.
But you just see he's doing his best not to already kill her.
Every time he walks by, he's like, girl, I'm crazy. Shades is crazy. I love Shades.
Yeah. So and what else do I see? I mean, I think that's my main prediction because just watching Shades that to me is one of the strongest unspoken relationships. Or just like,
I think he said, what did he say? Pleasure to meet you one time. That's about it. That's it. That's the one thing he said.
And just burning the eyes the entire time. So
when he walked by, I'm like, you didn't have to look at her like that. You could have just walked out. He made it a point to stop.
I mean, it's crazy, but that's why I love that character.
Yeah, me too.
Super intense. But yeah, we're gonna be back next week doing episodes 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. So for those of you in the chat, you want to go binge the next 4, go for it. I'm gonna go probably right home right now and go binge the next 4.
Shout out to all y'all in the chat. Ivan Soto and Seb, Russ, all y'all up in this chat room, man.
Yeah,
we appreciate y'all, man.
We appreciate it.
For
We love
real.
the show.
Ghost, what's up?
Oh, and if you guys are on iTunes, you guys are listening to our podcast, please give us 5 stars, leave some comments. I'd love to know that you guys are engaged and check us out a little bit. That helps us, so we really enjoy it.
Subscribe.
Exactly. And again, my name is Shaka Smith, guys. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Shaka Strong.
Evan T. Mack on Instagram and Twitter. Holla at your boy, man.
You can Xia. You can find me on Instagram at Xia_land. It's XIA_LAND.
And Funny Sayrie, FUNNYSAYRIE, Instagram and Twitter. Also on Facebook, Sayrie Comedian. Check it out.
We'll see you guys next week, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.